Welcome everyone to my Lenormand tutorial, and I'm going to show you how to read these cards a little bit different. So it'll be 3 levels, and it's really with any 3 card line. You can use a 5 card line, but for now we're going to do 3 just to show you how it works. And the cards for this example are going to be the birds, the snake, and the letter. That's level 1, so it's just a basic story. Level 2 is going to move into the houses they sit in. I'll explain that later. And level 3 is where I'm going to flip it from the victim mentality into becoming the warrior. And that will be using Gematria and Numerology. Okay. So when I read Lenormand, whether it's 5, 3, whatever, the center card's always my theme. And so that's maybe something you like to do too. That's what I do. And so when you see these 3 cards together, what I'm seeing here is when it first flips is that the snake here implies that the theme is around toxic behavior of some type, like someone's trying to stab you in the back. You know how a snake will bite you from behind or bite you at the heels, something like that. The birds is always around communication or gossiping or a message being put out. So they're trying to bring you down, the snake paired together. And that's based on what? Some type of a message, which could be an email, it could be a social post, it could be a smear campaign, it could be really anything. But that's level 1, basic, pretty standard. Okay. But then level 2, what I'm going to do is, now, before I go further, do you understand what I said there? So, way you pair it is you have the birds and the snakes. So, it's communication of what kind? Toxic in nature. And what's it about? It's a message or a smear campaign. It's a message going out. That's how you read it. So, it's always read in pairs, but I start in the center. Also, you get look at it as well where you merit. So, the center is toxicity. You read the line across. And then you also can say, well, the communication is a message. So, since we're in 2025, I'll say social media. The messaging from people, smear campaign will be over social media and it'll be toxic. All right, enough of that. Now we'll move to level 2. And level 2 is where I look at it from the house position. So Lenormand, every position in a grand tableau has its house 1, 2, 3. House number 1, which is card 1 of Lenormand, is the writer. Card number 2 is the clover, and card number 3 is the ships. Let me pull the card out so you can see it visually. It'll be a lot easier that way. Okay, so as you can see, if you had like a grand tableau's pad out or something like that, usually has every card for the position, or you want to put cards down. But so position 1 is the cavalier, the rider. Position 2 is the clover, and position 3 is the ship. And so what you're seeing here is that the birds have the energy of the rider. The snake has the energy of the clover, and the letter has the energy of the ship. And the rider is all around incoming messages that are quick or something coming fast. And so you have gossiping really fast and hard. Clovers are around luck, short-term wins, quick opportunities, something like that. So when you pair that, I'm not going to spoil it right now, it gives you the message. And then the ship and the letter, ship's about distance, movement, or escaping something. So a letter, a message is going to be what? Moving across great expanses. So again, starting in the center column here, I have the theme, which is the snake, but centers on the clover. And what this means is that the toxic energy is going to poison any quick wins or luck that you may have. That's the goal here. So they're going to try to take you down. So they're going to bite at your heels and then go for the Achilles tendon, which means you're going to expect a lot of backstabbing. There will be zero mercy with these people who are basically trying to sabotage you, and it'll be this constant pain until you're put down like a bite from a viper, right? It's just going to end up killing you. And so they're going to press their luck, the clovers, and remove your opportunities. So that's how you'd read the snake in the clover house. That's the theme. Now we're going to go back and start reading across now. So you have the birds in the rider position, and this also ties to the snake. And so we're saying that the birds gossip in your inner circle. It like swarms like a plague because it's fast. It moves very quick. All right. It means that it's going to take you down really quick. Remember the snake here, the bite. It'll demoralize you at every turn because the snake venom does what? It's going to spew from the vocal cords and the fingertips, which is keyboards, which is talk, smear campaigns. And the letter in the ship, which also ties to the snake, said that they're going to create a psych op campaign, snake and letter, that they want to go viral, ship. And the messaging is going to be quick and extremely far reaching. And that's their plan. So when you look at it with the house associated with it, the cards have a lot more meaning. But now we're going to flip it. And if you do like this type of insights, make sure you sign up at wordwithatwist.com and become a member, because I offer a lot of tips like this that are available to the public and usually in written form. So you can download it, you can read it, you can go over it multiple times. I also sometimes add extra videos. Anyway, position 3. So this is where I take you from being that victim into a warrior. And this is the third dimension. And this is going to be a little bit tricky to explain, so bear with me, because I can't show you the charts I have, because there will be a written article along with this tutorial, but it'll be on wordwithatwist.com for members, free or paid. It doesn't matter. I'm going to offer 2 free and paid members, okay, just not public. So to start off, you have 1, which is a writer, okay, and you have the birds. So this is kind of like the theme. This is the action, and the birds, the 1 and the 2, come down to a 3. So with numerology, you have to add to bring it down. Now the birds also, in Hebrew, the word is separim, which equals 436. And 436 equals 13, which is a 4. Okay? And the 4 is the 4th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which is the Dalet. I'll get into that later. The clover also has a number, right? Which is a 2. And then you have the snakes. You have a 7 here. All right? And then you have a ship and a letter. And the letter, or the message, has a number of 458, which reduces down to 17, then 8. Okay? So without going any more into that, I want to try to keep it a little bit not too confusing. Position 2, this is how you win now. Position 2 has the clover, which is a bet, which is the house. So the bet, which is the 2, is a cage, a container, a house, a trap. It's the bet energy. And the gossip of the 3, the birds, the Tizvarim, is 436 of 4 energy, which is the Dalet, which is the doorway. Okay? So when you have these 2 things here, the doorways, right? That means that they're trying to keep you locked. So the gossip from the birds, the Dalet, and the venom from the snake is doors they're trying to keep shut. They're trying to keep you locked into a toxic conflict at all cost, right? And that's where you get into the number 7. And then with a little bit of luck, you can have a few quick wins. That's the clovers there, because you can now break free from the snake's control, because you now see the opening in the door. So with the toxic nature of the snake, you see the opening from their gossip, and it starts to crack. And that's a hole. And what they're saying is basically you're able to expose the lies they're smearing about you. And you can then force that door open, because this then elevates your position to overcome the challenges that you're facing with these people, the message that they're sending fast and hard. And why is that? Because now you hold the power to cut through all of our bullshit with the Zion, the 7, which is a snake. And the snake, the 7, is a 7th letter, which is a sword. And a sword is a warrior's blade that can cut both ways. So basically it cuts through everything without mercy, unless you choose to have mercy. And then what happens is that rather than you being the victim, you become the cobra, and you end it on your terms, not theirs. And that's how you can read Lenormand in 3 different ways, by integrating different techniques. And so what I like to do a lot of times is integrate numerology or Kabbalah or Hebrew letters, because it really can enrich that reading for you and help clarify what something means. So again, even with the door by itself, the birds by itself, you know that the birds are a 436, which reduces down to a 4, which is a 4 energy, which is foundation, and is a door, which is a portal. And if you understand that, it means you always can crack open and get through the nonsense. You can get through the bullshit. Anyway, that's what I have for now. And if you enjoy this type of reading, let me know, or the tutorial, let me know, and drop me a comment, shoot me an email, whatever, and I'll do more of this. But again, if you do like this, and if you do enjoy it, go over to wordwithatwist.com, sign up as a member, or in the very least, sign up for my newsletter. That is free as well. And you can get insights and tips around this type of techniques, for lack of better terms. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I want to see each of you in my next tutorial. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.